Hey sourcers and recruiters out there, Tony Stemen here, Senior Sourcing and Research Consultant at the Novo Group. I'm back with another sourcing tips video. Today we're taking a look at Recruitment Edge, the beta version. It's a new tool from CareerBuilder, and I'm excited to tell you about it today and kind of show you some ways that I use it to gain some great recruiting success. So let's go ahead and dive in. First of all, just a quick slide here about what Recruitment Edge is. Obviously, as I mentioned, it's from CareerBuilder, and really it's their new social sourcing application. And so we've seen these from some other companies as well. This is the one right now that I really like the best. And it can be purchased as a standalone tool, or their sales team can work with you to partner it with some of their other sources. But what it really does is it's a hub that identifies profiles across major social media sites as well as niche professional hubs. And so it allows you to do different things like plug in advanced Boolean strings and pull back kind of all in one location different social profiles from the web. And so as I always mention with social media tools, there's not an end-all solution for any of them from sourcing, and things are always changing. And so even like I said before, this tool is in its beta format, so I'm sure they have some great changes coming down the pike. So you should never just as a company buy this one tool and say, okay, well now we have this social sourcing and we don't really need to do anything else or no manual things as far as that's concerned. And I completely disagree with that mindset. You really need to have multiple tools in your tool belt when it comes to sourcing, especially with all the technological changes that are always happening in our industry. But I will say that this is a great tool especially for people who are familiar with CareerBuilder to kind of dive into the social sourcing space. So it offers multiple different things. It allows you to not only identify profiles, you can track metrics to kind of see how some of those candidates are having different social influence on places like GitHub or Facebook or things like that. It also allows you to plug in traditional search strings. There's kind of an advanced search mode where you can plug in job titles and things like that, or you can go all the way up to advanced Boolean in your searches, and all of those searches, from what I've been able to tell, work really well. And then some other key features that are important is it allows you to organize your searches into projects so you can stay organized. You can actually download any of the profiles. Some of the profiles you can download full resumes, and then also allows you, if you don't have an applicant tracking system, you can actually do candidate engagement right from the tool. So you can actually send emails right from the tool. So it's really cool how all of that works. And I will mention that obviously CareerBuilder being one of the older resume databases, it's really great because they have, I believe, over 40 million profiles, if I remember what their salesperson told me. So over 40 million profiles, and it allows you to all of these social profiles are kind of bounced off of their existing database, and so if someone has maybe an older resume in there with some contact information, it will pull that information in as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive into Recruitment Edge and take a look at the tool and kind of how it works. So I'm going to do a live search here. This is the general layout of Recruitment Edge. And so you can see I have some saved searches and some recent searches I've done down there. Like I said, it is in beta format. And the first thing I'll show you is the advanced search function. So like I said, you can search by employer, by a person's name, you can exclude different skills, you can search by job title, and then obviously any city, state, or zip within the United States. But I like to close that up and just go ahead into advanced Boolean searching. So just to kind of show you a quick search and how this works, let's say for example we want to do a process engineer. If I can spell. Always a lot of pressure when you're doing this for a video format. Let's say who has lean or continuous or Six Sigma manufacturing experience. Maybe a green belt or black belt. So you can do some really advanced strings here. And the great thing is if you have a recruiting team that's really familiar with CareerBuilder, this allows them to kind of branch out for some passive candidates without having to have really advanced Boolean training. They can dive into some search strings that they're used to typing maybe in CareerBuilder and still get some great results. Let's just say Chicago, for example, and it auto fills here, and then all I have to do is click and I can hit search. Now, what you'll see here, and one of my favorite features about Recruitment Edge, and one of the reasons we decided to go with it at Novo, is some of the filters are really incredible. Now what you're going to see here is I've got about 914 results. It took my advanced Boolean search string, and when I go down here to these really simple basic filters, you can adjust experience on a sliding scale, which is nice. And now this is pulling back every profile in the database, but I'm going to just minus this back, drag this back to 51 weeks, and so that's going to really take me in the past year. I'm going to go hit apply to see kind of what resumes and profiles are the freshest within the past year, and it cuts me down to 219, which is pretty good for social results. And so now these I can limit to results that actually have a resume in the CareerBuilder database, which is nice. So maybe they have a social profile and a resume, or I can click on just simply social results. And so if you're really looking to pull in strictly social media profiles, I can go back up here and hit apply. Loading, maybe, yep. And now I'm pulling back genuinely social profiles, or genuine social profiles, and it kind of shows you some of the different websites that it's pulling from. And I really like it because it makes for an easy hub to pull some people from. Same thing if I just want resume results, or people that also have a resume, I can hit apply there. And here I have people who not only have a social profile but also have resume results. You can do all sorts of different things. You can limit by sources, skill sets, degree, which is really nice, city, state, salary. I mean, and all these filters work really, really well, and I've had the chance to literally use them inside and out. And I've been really happy with the tool so far, and several of the positions I've sourced for have had candidates in the final stage of the process from this tool. And so when you go into a candidate profile, it's just simple point and click into it. I can favorite this candidate. One of the things that I like is I can add this candidate to a folder. So I can create a new folder, and what I'll often do is put the client name and the position, and then hit create and save, and I'll just go through and source all my candidates into that folder. Then at the end I'll go through and pull them from that folder to my ATS. Also, like I said, you can contact candidates as well. There's full contact information. It'll show their last several positions, and this candidate has a resume as well, a full resume which you can download. And so they make it really easy interface, and I think that's what I really like about the tool is the interface is really easy. You're able to pull, you're able to see the education. I can even just go ahead and download a PDF immediately of this candidate. And I can open up that PDF and see everything I just pulled from that candidate. It's still loading, but it's really cool how that works, and it makes it really, really easy, especially for someone like myself who has to manually put these candidates into a database, into a separate database. And so I'm able to simply download a PDF, upload that, parse the information over, and it makes it really efficient as well. And so that's CareerBuilder Recruitment Edge. Very straightforward tool. I'm very happy with it. I've had great results with it, and I've already sent over some feedback to CareerBuilder, so I'm hoping that they continue to make some changes to this tool, to update it, because it really, really has the makings to be a powerful tool as they continue to add different social networks and professional hubs. There's also a browser plugin, but I'm going to save that for a separate video. So this has been Tony Stemen, Research Consultant with the Novo Group. Thanks for joining me for another sourcing tips video. If you have any questions, feel free to email me directly. It's tonystemen@thenovogroup.com. You can also post any questions in the YouTube video below. I always make sure to respond to those. And make sure you like and favorite this video. Subscribe to us here at Novo for the latest recruiting and sourcing tips videos. Have a great rest of your day.